Hey everyone, this is Alan, and I'm here to give an introduction on Integuru. Integuru is the first AI agent that helps you integrate with platforms by reverse engineering their internal APIs. But before we start, I want to show y'all an integration that Integuru has made in 5 minutes. This integration extracts utility bills from a utilities platform called PG&E. So I'm going to run the code it generated. And as you can see, it's downloaded. And I'm going to unzip it, and it's right there. So now I'm going to show y'all how I created this integration using Integuru. So the first step is to run this command, and what this command does is it pulls out a browser, and what you should do is you should log into your platform and trigger the action that you want to automate. So in my case, I need to log into PG&E and trigger the download utility bills action. So now I'm going to actually download the utility bills, which is the exact action that I want to automate. So I'm going to press export and download it. So after you press enter, it creates 2 files. One is the cookies.json file, which is all the cookies of this browser, and the other is the network request file, which contains all the network requests. You need these two files because the agent needs to figure out how the internal endpoints of the platform works by monitoring the network requests. There are 2 ways to run Integuru. One is through the command line, and one is through Jupyter Notebook. In this example, I'll be running it through Jupyter Notebook. To run it through Jupyter Notebook, you just need to run this cell and pass in the prompt. And in my case, is to download my utility bill document. The more precise and accurate your prompt is, the better Integuru performs. So now I'm going to run it. So finish running. What this command does is it generates a network graph of all the network requests you need to hit to finally trigger the final request, which is in my case to download the utility bill. And as you can see, it's right here. I'll be talking more about it later in this video. And then afterwards, if you really want to print out the code, you run this command. What this does is it traverses through the graph while generating code. From testing, 01 preview performs the best, and most likely more advanced model in the future, such as maybe ChatGPT 5 or 6 or 7. So it has finished generating the code, and as it says generated integration code and generated code.py. So let's see. So this entire file is code generated by Integuru. It seems like there's a couple of requests that it calls, and then all requests need to be authenticated. So every time it generates a function, you need to insert some of your authentication cookies, and then you can get these cookies from an authenticated browser session. However, you don't want to deal with this. We offer a service to handle all this for you. So I'm going to paste in my cookies, and then I'm going to run it. And then it should download the file here. Yep, there you go. And I'm going to open it, and that's my documents. Now I'll be explaining exactly how the agent works. So the graph that it generated earlier is this, and this is a visually more intuitive way to look at it. So how the agent works is first it looks at all the network requests, identifies which request is responsible for triggering the final action, and it identifies that this one is. So this one is downloading some document, some zip file from some server, which is most likely to download the utility bill. And then the next step, it looks at the request and it identifies dynamic parts, which means it's parts that'll differ for different users. So in this case, identify that this weird ID is this thing, and this. This is the file name, I believe. So they need Integuru would have to get these dynamic parts from somewhere, and then usually it's from the response of a previous request. And then it identified that the response of this request provides, as you can see in the extracted parts, everything here. So this would only need to hit this request to retrieve all necessary IDs and variables to hit this request. So the next step is to identify the dynamic parts of this request. So in this case, it's this weird ID and this weird ID. And then it repeats the same thing. So it says, okay, this request gets 205. And it says, this request gets 198. And then it repeats again. And then it says, this request depends on this request. So it's they share nodes. So yeah, that's what the graph means. And then to actually convert the graph into code, you just have to traverse the graph bottom up, which means you start at the node where there is no external dependencies and then just traverse upwards. Integuru already supports a surprising amount of use cases. However, it still has limitations due to current day LLM capabilities. So in the meantime, we offer a service where we handle the entire integration for you. So that includes building the integration, hosting the integration, and handling authentication. If you're interested, you can reach out to us at integuru.ai. Thanks for watching.